Spain have become the first nation to win the Men's European Championship 4 times, following successes in 1964, 2008, and 2012. They did it through ideology as much as individuals, having begun the tournament as fifth favorite under a manager almost unheard of outside Spanish football. But they won all 7 games. One did require extra time though to take the trophy in convincing fashion. As a general rule, the European Championship is not a tournament for high-profile managers. Luis de la Fuente, like previous Euro winning coaches, was essentially an internal appointment. His most notable club managerial experience was an 11-game spell in charge of Alaves over a decade beforehand. But he won European Championships for Spain with the under-19 and under-21 sides before being handed the full national team job following the 2022 World Cup. He turned 63 during these Euros. After a difficult start, which included a 2-0 defeat against Scotland early in the Euro 2024 qualification, De La Fuente recovered to win the Nations League final last summer and gradually asserted his authority. De La Fuente is a devout Catholic, a bullfighting fan, and claimed he only needed 3 hours of sleep a day throughout the tournament. I think he's built a family here, which is basically what has brought us to this point. That was what backup striker Joselu said before the final against England. In that sense, he is a reminiscent of Vicente del Bosque, coach of Spain's 2003 World Cup winners and triumphant Euro side 2 years later, a father figure as much as a tactician. Whereas the Bosque's 2012 side played patient passing football, the Spain of Euro 2024 were notable for their directness. The use of 2 proper wingers defied them in the tournament's early stages, with Nico Williams storming down the left flank and Lamine Yamal, 16 for most of the competition, dancing inside from the right. They combined for the opening goal in the final. In Alvaro Morata, who was also the captain, there was an old-school centre-forward, who sometimes lacked finesse but compensated with hard work and physicality. 3 pushed forward aggressively from midfield, with Fabian Ruiz breaking into the channels and Dani Olmo, who replaced an injured Pedri from early in the quarter-final on, playing between the lines and often running in behind during the last 8 tie against Germany. Rodri mobbed up behind the pair, and also covered for the fullbacks Dani Carvajal and Marc Cucurella. The question is whether this constituted a genuine change in national identity. After all, Spain still used the 4-3-3, a high line, and there was a commitment to dominating the game in the opposition's half. It seemed in keeping it the way most Spanish youth sides have played over previous years, whereas the Euro 2012 side was an aggressive reflection of possession-based football, which essentially used 2 midfield trios because of the relevant practicality of attacking option. This side was still directly Spain, and also reminiscent of their women's side who won the World Cup last year. This was not a tournament of established superstars, no. It was summed up by the fact that its winners didn't have a single player on the 30-man shortlist for the previous year's Ballon d'Or. And while previous Spanish sides were based around the core from El Clasico rivals Barcelona and Real Madrid, the club who contributed the most players to this squad were Real Sociedad, with 5 players including their match winner in the final, Mikel Oyarzabal. The 4 Barcelona representatives had an average age of 20. Only 1 Barcelona player, Yamal, and 1 from Real Madrid, Carvajal, started the final. It's also notable that Spain's centre-back pairing are not really Spanish. Robin Lenormand and Aymeric Laporte were born and raised in France, then moved to the Basque Country to play for Real Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao respectively, and only qualified for Spain through residency, both at the age of 26. The European Championship has a habit of substitute forwards suddenly becoming the hero. This time, it was Oyarzabal who won it as a 68-minute replacement for Morata. More of a winger than a striker, he nevertheless showed brilliant centre-forward play to come short and receive, sending the ball out to Cucurella before timing his run perfectly into the box to finish the return pass. He seemed slightly uncertain whether the goal would stand amid the threat of a VRA decision, but with just 3 minutes to go of the 90 remaining, it felt like game over. Spain were the most impressive performers in the group stage, battering Croatia 3-0 in the opener, and their best performance actually came in a narrow 1-0 victory over defending champions Italy, secured with an own goal in match 2. Their 1-0 win against Albania to complete the group phase with a rotated 11 showed how comfortable all their players were in the system. In the knockout rounds, they survived a brief scare when Georgia took an early lead, but then won 2-1 3 times in a row against the new contenders Germany, France, and England. Spain had some weaknesses, mainly because of the positional bravery of their midfield, but they were certainly the most entertaining side at the tournament and defeated the two finalists from Euro 2020, Italy and England, the top two European sides from the 2022 World Cup, third place Croatia and runner-up France, and the host nation Germany. They have been the best European champions winners since Spain's previous generation triumph 12 years ago. And that's where we wrap up on today's game on Dynasty, folks. What do you make of today's video? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for all the amazing updates we've got. Until we meet again, this, as always, is the Game on Dynasty, signing off.